And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening here as we roll along, sir. Normally we'd have our nice little opener there, but to be honest with you, I forgot to do it, and that is my fault. I want to welcome in my podcast co-host. He's the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He is the first, in I think my recollection, to say, you know what? Let's give Lamont Paris a chance. He was there before the bandwagon got full. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Not much, Rob. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing good, my friend. It's good to sit and talk some sports with you this evening. As we're in February now, we're getting closer to March, which means tournament time is not far away. And
We are.
sir, it looks like we're going to have one of the major universities here to actually be in the tournament. I would be stunned if South Carolina was not in the NCAA tournament this year. You got to give credit to the quarter zips, 19-3, sir.
Yeah. Well, nothing is guaranteed until we actually see it in black and white. But yeah,
Right.
and they are on quite a roll. And this is the second time this past Tuesday? No, yesterday. This past Saturday, for the second Saturday in a row, I shall say, they've avoided the old letdown. Right.
Well, look,
Yeah,
Georgia. It's kind of hard to say that the Georgia would be a letdown. Georgia did beat them in their own house, so
that
they had
was
to come
kind
back
of
from that. And I'm not kicking shade here. I'm just saying if a team beats you on your home court, you better damn well be ready to go hammer them the next time you play them.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. And it's look, that was that game, as far as if you were betting it or whatever, South Carolina was a 1 point underdog. To me, that one was like taking candy from a baby, because it's really hard to beat a good team twice in 1 year.
Well, but there could be the people that say, if they're on the outside looking in and they're not following this Gamecock team enough, they can say, you know what, we don't really know if they're a great team yet. You can make an argument that they weren't really tested in the preseason, or the non-conference schedule. But I tell you what, you have 2 SEC losses. You're sitting on top of the damn conference right now. So I don't think anybody's ahead of you right now. I'd have to look at the standings, but you guys are right there on the top, man.
I think Alabama's actually in first place. So
Alabama is the team that's on the road. They hammered the quarter zips, but
you know what? What do you think? What would they call us, like, if they got a picture of Lamont Paris this July? So if he was vacationing on Fripp Island, shirtless, would we still be the quarter zips? Is my question.
I don't know.
Because you couldn't wear a quarter zip on Fripp Island in July,
That's true. So South Carolina 7-2, tied with Auburn, who both have played 9 games. Alabama's 8-1. Jackpot. The other thing that gets me, and if I remember correctly, the Clemson basketball team lost another game that they should not have lost yesterday at home to Virginia. We'll get into that in a moment, I guess, if you guys want to. See, if I don't talk about them, people think, oh, Rob avoided Clemson. No, I'm not trying to avoid talking about Clemson. Clemson
You're just
was
tired of the shit. I mean, it's the same old, same old.
The thing that frustrates me is this Clemson team went into Alabama and beat them by 8 points earlier this season in November, right there around Thanksgiving. And I watched the majority of that game, and they dominated that game. And now they come out and they can't beat a damn middle of the road fucking Virginia team, and they lose to Georgia Tech. But the team that's at the top of the conference, and I'm not doing this SEC ACC bullshit. I'm just saying, since then Alabama's been on fire, killing everybody, and Clemson's gone to shit.
They beat somebody else good too.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking at the schedule now. Clemson beat. Let's see here. They beat TCU. I'm not sure how they're doing. They lost by a bucket to Memphis. Memphis is a pretty good team at Memphis. Lost to Miami, lost to North Carolina, lost to Virginia Tech by 15. They did beat Boston College. Lost
They
to
beat
Georgia Tech,
Louisville,
Florida State. Lost to
barely,
Duke by
when
a
they were
point.
blowing them out. They
Yeah,
lost to Georgia Tech.
yeah.
They beat Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, if you want to,
They lost to
I don't know how
Duke.
Pitt's doing this season, but as
Well,
far as
Pitt
their
beat Duke.
non-con schedule, yeah. Uh, oh, yeah, I think Pitt did beat Duke. Yeah. Anyway, Clemson right now currently sits at 14-7 overall, 4-6 in conference play. Mike says Clemson plays the Tar Heels
They're
at
up by a
Chapel Hill on
touchdown.
Tuesday.
Their wins are up by a touchdown over their losses at 14-7.
I'm in the camp of I've gotten to in my lifetime see one win at North Carolina, and you
They
know,
see one win in any Clemson fan's lifetime at North Carolina, sir.
yeah, we don't need look, I'm sitting here and I'm just being honest with you. I think that one of the safe, if you're going to place a bet, the safest bet ever is North Carolina on the money line on Tuesday night. Clemson just can't fucking win there.
Well,
Can't.
North Carolina's going to be favored, so you wouldn't win anything if you
I'm,
bet on
but
money.
bet a high one, and I mean, I bet on North Carolina to cover. The line's probably going to be 9 points. I would bet North Carolina will cover that. I think
I
that's
think
one of the
Clemson covers
safest
it.
bets of the season. Oh,
I think
look at you.
Clemson. Well, they covered it at Duke, right?
Yeah. Jordan says, ask us how we're doing. Hey, Jordan, how are you, sir? Will says, how about them Vols? The Crycats want Cal fired. They should have fired him when he lost to St. Peter's. So
Brock Lee says he saw Lamont Paris wearing a quarter zip out in public, 90-degree. There was a rumor that he was wearing one in the sauna at Planet Fitness, but it's just a rumor.
that he was at Planet Fitness or that he was wearing a sweatshirt?
Both. It's not a
All right.
sweatshirt, it's
Well,
a quarter zip.
it's a fucking sweatshirt with a zipper on it, jackpot.
It's special.
All right, look, I'm not going to piss on something good that you guys are doing just to piss on it, but whatever. It's a special shirt with a quarter zip on it. Maybe he's got one of those like ones that the fishermen wear that it like breathes and it's like wearing a short sleeve shirt. Who knows?
I guess that'll have to do.
Or maybe he's a marathon runner and he doesn't sweat anyway and he's cold all the time and he's got to wear one of those things. Could be that too.
He's probably a marathon runner. He's an archery man. He's good at billiards. He's a target shooter.
Target shooter.
Would
I mean,
throw a football, could throw a touchdown pass to himself, hit a home
yeah.
run that was going to rob from the center fielder by catching it himself.
Yeah, I mean that's true. And he probably was like Mother Teresa's right hand man. And when he goes and hangs out with them, Muslims and Jews get along.
There
I mean,
you go.
seriously, we want world peace. We'll send Lamont Paris over there in his quarter zip over there to Israel, and he'll have them stop bombing and everything will end quickly because he'll just wave his hand and all of it will go away. He's that perfect right now. Maybe that's too far. All right, let's think.
He would convince Donald Trump to kiss Joe Biden on the forehead.
Yeah. He brings people together. Zach with a good point about firing Brad Brownell. Yes, sir. Very important. Brad Brownell has gotten to the point where, and someone posted this the other day on in my Twitter feed, and it made me angry. We'll talk about that in 1 second. But first of all, let's thank Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. They sponsor this fine podcast. They do our pick'em challenges, including the bracket challenge, which is going to be coming up soon. So we'll get into that. If you want to get involved with that, we'll have all that up for you. I mean, it's great. So, but thanks to Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. We also, I want to put this out there. The thing that was posted, Jackpot, and we've kind of talked about this before on the Gamecock football side. I saw 3 different people post, this sucks. We should be better than this, but we can't fire Brad Brownell because then who would we get? Like somebody's doing us a fucking favor to
Well,
come to
when
Clemson and coach.
somebody made the decision to fire Frank Martin, everybody was like, who are we gonna get?
Well,
Yeah, you get better.
yeah, you go and find your Lamont Paris. Get your guy that can weave the magic that Lamont Paris is throwing out there. Because by the way, the ACC is theoretically down this year again. Most projections have 3 teams from the ACC making the NCAA tournament, is what I read today somewhere. So 3 teams. That's what you've got from the ACC. Normally there's 7 or 8. Some years you could talk about more than that, but 3 teams are projected. So yes, the
Who would
ACC
that
is
be?
down,
Duke, Kakalaki, and who? Miami?
and NC State probably.
Oh,
I have to look at the stuff. Yeah,
are they
I'd have to
doing
look
pretty
at.
well this year?
Yeah, NC State is done. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see here. If I remember correctly, I think it's them doing well. And Miami hasn't been that great this year. Yeah, NC State's 15-7, 7-4 in conference play. You got Virginia's in the mix too, so maybe we'll have a 4-team race here because Virginia moved to 17-5 overall, 8-3 in conference play. But after
What
that,
about Virginia Tech?
Virginia Tech. Come on, jackpot. No, right after NC State, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams at 6 wins. That includes Wake Forest, Florida State, Miami. Then it gets even more murky from there with Syracuse, Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Clemson and Boston College with 4 or 5 wins. After that, you've got your shitholes in Georgia Tech, Louisville, and Notre Dame. So there's that.
Yeah, we played Notre Dame.
Well, but here's the crazy thing. After this, I think the schedule opens up for Clemson because after North Carolina, they get Syracuse and Miami. Then they play NC State. So they have 2 road games, then 2 home games with Miami and NC State at home. They go to Georgia Tech, which God, they've got to figure that game out. Then they welcome in Florida State to Little John, a team they've already hammered. Pitt's sitting at like 4 conference
Florida
wins.
State, a shithole.
Pretty much. Notre Dame is the shithole of shitholes this year, followed by Syracuse, who's sitting at 4 wins, and then a Wake Forest team. So this is the thing. Clemson could rally the rest of the way, and they've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got what? 10 games left. They could go 7-3 in those 10 games and not really do anything.
Yeah.
Not really do anything that makes them look like they're absolutely awesome. And everyone will be talking about, oh, look at what Coach Brownell did. They went from, where they were sitting at 4-6, and then they finished 11-9 in conference play. They should go to the ACC. They'll be 20-10, 21-10 should get you in. Shut up.
I would love South Carolina to make it to the Final Four again. I want to see that South Carolina North Carolina matchup we never got to see a few years ago. I know that's talking like way down the road, but
hey, you know what though? You may not see North Carolina in the Final Four, but you might see North Carolina in a regional. That's not far fetched.
Yep.
They may put you guys where you may see them in like a Sweet 16 setting.
Do you think if we put North Carolina out in the Sweet 16, would that piss off the Tar Heel fan base worse than when they beat us in football?
Oh God. I mean, you're first of all, I watched North Carolina play last night. Armando Bacot is really good. I'd like to see him battling down there with was it Mac, that kid? Because man, Mac is I haven't seen anybody that's as bulked up as Mac is playing against Bacot. Now, PJ Hall was supposed to give him grief, but that's not going to happen.
Somebody like that played for Wofford. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, how did he get? And I'm not. I'm not bad. I don't know about what the young man's grades are. Maybe it was something that he had great grades and he wanted to go to Wofford. Maybe he's a legacy there. I don't know. But that guy is massive. I watched him basically run through a Georgia defender yesterday for a basket, like grown man basket, like Charles Barkley just bullying people basket. And I'm like, how does this guy go to Wofford first? How does that happen? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't get it like the people that transfer from Vanderbilt. Right.
Yeah. So, um, so there's that. Look, I want to bring folks into the show this evening. I'm going to post the link over here in the comment section. Please join us on the show this evening if you would like to check us out. Gamecock Chuck Steady started at South Florida. Yeah, one coaching change here or there, and that could happen. Who knows? We shall see. Jackpot, is there any football that you want to talk about? I mean, we've got the Super Bowl coming up. Have you got an early pick on that?
I think the Chiefs will win. I think the media wants the Chiefs to win, so I think the Chiefs will win.
Are you into the conspiracy? Like I heard a wild conspiracy theory like yesterday, and we don't bring politics into the show, but this really isn't. I'm reporting on what the politics or what the theory is. So the theory is that the NFL is rigged. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, and at the end of the game, when everybody's out doing their thing, Kelsey and Taylor Swift are going to endorse Joe Biden, and that's what they think that everybody's going to go crazy over. Like the endorsement from Taylor Swift is going to set America on fire.
I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. Well, I don't think that even that is would swing American voters in the way of that individual. But I don't I don't know. I don't see that. I just think they're going to win because they've been pushing them down our throats all year long, and it just seems like that would be on the agenda.
Well, how
Hell,
about
I could be wrong.
well, Dylan. We'll get to you in 1 second, but how about they win because the Chiefs have the second-ranked defense in the NFL overall, and they have the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes, and a generational tight end in Kelsey. Maybe they win because of that. That's good enough for me. Yeah.
I never
Defensive
heard of I
quarterback.
never heard of Kelsey before. This is the first season. I never even heard of it. Huh?
Really? I mean, Kelsey's been really good.
Never really paid them a lot of attention. Uh, dude, Billy Cole wants to elaborate on another famous YouTuber saying that Clemson is a spiraling program. What do you think about that?
We'll talk about that in a second. Let's welcome Dylan in. Dylan, what's up, buddy?
Kentucky is struggling.
Yep.
And Carolina is amazing. I done my own AP top 25 poll this morning. I got South Carolina ranked 20th.
20th.
Yeah, well, I mean that seems fair to go from unranked to 20th. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Dylan. Anything else, buddy?
Nope.
Thank you, man. Have a great day.
Thank you for that.
All right. If you want to join the show, it's right there. Jackpot, you were asking if Clemson's a program. Are we talking about football or basketball here?
Football. Uncle Lou put out a video yesterday about how Clemson was a spiraling program with Dabo Swinney's refusal to use the transfer portal, among other things. And then Pigskin Pete put out a rebuttal to it today that he said basically, he doesn't do like reaction videos to other YouTubers' videos, but he said that basically everything that Uncle Lou said was bullshit.
Well, look,
basically, there were a couple of points he did agree on, I believe.
I can make an argument here about the idea that Clemson. Look, when you look back, and Zachary with a good comment here. Has anyone seen the 25 recruits? That class is going to be special. Yes, but they all can leave. That's the other thing, and you're not going to fill those holes when they do leave. But look, when Clemson was winning national titles,
they start losing a few games, they'll start decommitting.
Well, and that may be true, but when Clemson was winning national titles, Clemson had, Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins in the middle of that damn line. Okay, you can make an argument they've had better linebacker play now with Carter and those guys compared to Skalski and old Bullware. Okay, but the defensive line.
Well, those guys were slow, and I think they just got a reputation because they were tough and they had heart and soul. I don't think
you can make a hell of a lot more plays when you've got Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence as run stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense there. But and then Clemson had two generational quarterbacks. People can mock Deshaun Watson, but he was great, and Trevor Lawrence was great. When you have two guys that are NFL starters now as your quarterback, and you have two all pros on your defensive line, not to mention AJ Terrell's not there anymore. He's the starting cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons. The level of talent has dropped off a little bit. Now, Klubnik couldn't carry Lawrence.
You didn't even mention the losses at wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into that too. Well, that's true, but you don't have a guy that can zip the damn ball to them anyway. I mean, you don't have that world-changing quarterback right now. Klubnik is an average starter. That's what he is. He's not great. He's not great. He's average. Now, could he come out this year and play better? I don't know. His first full season, the bullshit in Miami and Sweeney hung his ass out to dry too. He was told to run something else and he didn't run it. What kind of football team are you on that a coach tells you to run a play and you don't run that play? Where in the hell has that ever happened anywhere? You run what's called, not some bullshit. It's just stupid. So you have that level of stuff there. They don't have Brent Venables anymore. Skeletor on the sideline was huge. Not that Coach Goodwin hasn't been good, but I mean, there's a lot of things that are different. Now, as far as the program spiraling out of control, as far as, hey, we're going to be a national championship contender and be right there in the thick of it 4 years in a row, yeah, they're a step down from that right now. Everyone can say that. You don't have to, it's not really that far-fetched. But the idea that they're going to be in the shits and they're going to be Vanderbilt or they're going to be fucking, insert mediocre ass program here is lunacy. That's just silly. I think that comes from people that were like, when they looked at Clemson and Clemson's winning all these games and winning national titles and mouth pumping Nick Saban by 28 points in a national championship game, and they're sitting around like, why can't we do that? That comes from the fans of other teams that are thinking like that. Teams that didn't do that. I think that's where that line of logic comes from.
James Thompson over in the comment section says, Natties are not won by the transfer portal. Uncle Lou is a blowhard. He didn't say they were won by the transfer portal. It's a combination, or it's maybe 80-20. It's recruiting 80%, but then you got to plug holes with 20%. He never said that. So
Nick says, do you think Dabo retires if there's no changes to NIL or the transfer portal? You know what? I don't know. I can't think for Dabo Swinney. I know he doesn't like the way things are right now. I do know that. And with that, I don't know. Would I be shocked? Who knows at this juncture, man? I wonder if some coaches are going to be like Coach Hafley up at Boston College.
Oh, it shocked me. Yeah, he just said screw it. And
yeah, I'm gonna go to Green Bay and freeze to death. That's what I want to do. I'd rather do that. Well, I guess he's freezing to death in Boston, but either way, I don't know. It's one of those things where maybe there's some coaches that are in this idea of, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Then you had the Kentucky offensive coordinator who, at the beginning of the season, said he loves the college game, he loves being here, blah 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 blah. up and quits. He's going to Tampa Bay.
So
It's the second time he's up and quit on Mark Stoops. How you
Matthew,
gonna quit on the baked potato like that twice?
well, because I mean the baked potato knows that he knows he's at Kentucky and they don't give a shit. Matthew says could be way far ahead, but who would replace Dabo? I mean, I guess it's Dabo's at a point now where he's turned Clemson into this thing where, I mean, you got to be the right person to win there anyway. I mean, I would think that Riley would be the guy that would be promoted.
Clayton
I mean,
White.
that would make. Oh Jesus. Zach says Nick Eason. Nick Eason's a hell of a recruiter. But I think that as far as being
Chris
a head
Rump
coach material, I don't know if Rumpf is the guy that you want. Like, I don't know if he's got enough CEO type stuff there, So I would think that on staff it would be Riley, and then I guess you could branch out from there. Like, there are people that would want to come to Clemson. It's not like, it's not like, oh wow, we're not going to go there because it's going to be the biggest rebuild job. Chadwell would be interesting, but I think that there's a set of people that look at Chadwell and the stuff that happened with him at Charleston Southern, where they had issues with the NCAA, that they don't want any part of that. Nick says Tony Elliott. I say bullshit.
Hell no.
How about hell to the no? Yeah. Brock says,
"What up, Jackpot? Love ye channel." Yee. Thank you.
Brock says Clemson is stuck at being this good. They can't fire Dabo because of his accomplishments and won't reach the heights they once reached due to his stubbornness. However, Clemson won't fall off a map, sadly. Yeah, Clemson's not going to go out there and be a team that's going to be 7-5. I don't really think that's going to happen. I think that even with they're pulling next year's class right now in recruiting is ranked like number 2 in the country. I know it's early, but still, they've gotten enough guys where they're getting good talent and guys still want to go there. So, yeah. But, we'll see on that, man. I think that there's a small section of Clemson fans that don't really want to talk about it, but, that'll tell you that maybe the stuff that Dabo's spinning isn't really what you want to hear right now. And maybe there needs to be a change of tune. You know what I mean? Maybe. Just maybe. Going out and losing that game at Miami was just disgusting. And then the loss at NC State to that fucking idiot coach they've got up there, disgusting. What are you laughing at? We can talk game time losses, sir. We can go down that road. But no, losing those games like that, that's just terrible. And it doesn't matter how much stuff you win. If that consistently happens, yeah, that's not going to work. It's just not. So, all right. Well, anyway, if you want to join us on the show, look, we got a guest on the show here. Billy, welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, Billy. How y'all doing this evening?
Man, fantastic.
There's another point to this transfer portal thing about Clemson. I've seen somebody talk about today, and it's a good point. Who says he hasn't offered some players to come? Dabo doesn't go take somebody out of the portal. He offers them. So who's to say he hasn't offered anybody? We don't know that.
Yeah, he has.
I think he's offered a couple just so he can say that he has,
So
he's offered a couple like that offensive lineman that he wanted that ended up, I think, going to Ohio State. He's offered a couple. They just haven't,
They haven't chosen to do this. So it's not always on him. So to say he's not using the transfer portal,
well, he hasn't made a splash in the transfer portal. Let's try that.
Look, they've won 2 national championships in like the last 7 years. They could get, if they were trying, they could get some kids to come there.
I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom.
Just off of name recognition alone, even with them sight unseen, maybe not even knowing that much about the program. So, if South Carolina can rake in, 10, 12 guys from the transfer portal, if he puts in a little bit of effort, yeah, I'm sure that they could do that and probably bring in a better quality than what we are. But
hey, Brock, I got to answer Brock.
Can't just go say, well, we offered Jim Bob Cooter, offensive lineman from wherever, and then he decided to go to Ohio State. But we tried to use transfer portal; it don't work. I mean, no, I just don't think they're really putting their best foot forward there. I don't think they're all in on that side of the mix there.
Yeah, Brock Lee made a comment earlier about Tennessee's win yesterday over Kentucky. He thought one person did it. No, Dalton Connect didn't do it. Little smallest person on the floor had, I think, over 30 points.
He wasn't really connecting.
No, he wasn't connected. Tennessee had 5 people in double figures, so no, it wasn't one player.
Yeah, I watched that game. It looked a lot better last night.
Dang, that Kentucky guard Dillingham, is that guy not a beast?
Yeah, he is.
Oh man,
they I don't know. They got some issues there. I mean, I don't think this is just not Kentucky basketball. By God.
Well, that's true.
I mean, you don't lose 2 in a row in Rupp Arena. You just don't. Especially not one to an unranked team, and you drop one to your arch rival.
Things happen, Jackpot. Basketball's a different beast. You've been around long enough to know in the first round of 64, just like a couple years ago, Kentucky was a top seed and they lost to some junior college. So things happen.
St. Peter's, sir. St. Peter's, man.
No. Yes, things happen.
Things happen. What?
St. Peter's. That was who they lost to.
I couldn't remember. That's the game he wouldn't come out and do a press conference for, too, wasn't it?
Kentucky fans will even admit this. Calipari is an arrogant SOB, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and I know you have to have a certain level of arrogancy to be a winner at that level, but to not come out at the end of the season, when you lose and face the media for damn, like,
face the music.
I've covered NCAA regional play, right? Those press conferences are on a timer. 15 minutes. That's all you've got to do.
Right.
15 minutes, and then you can come back and do your end of the season recap and set that up where that's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to, you don't have to do much, but this clown won't do that. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sure Big Barney Ross knows the answer to this Kentucky trivia question. What team, what university has John Calipari left that was not under probation or sanctions?
That would be
name it.
Sir.
Huh?
No, not. they don't give a shit though.
Yeah,
they're like Alabama football. Alabama football, if they thought they could win games with DJ Durkin as their defensive coordinator, and I don't know, get the most awful coach that's cheated the most ever, but they could be guaranteed to win a national title, they'd hire that guy. I mean, whoever, if they could have a proof that this guy would win all of it for them, they would do it. They'd hire him. And that's how Kentucky feels about basketball. They don't give a shit. Big Barney Ross says, as a Tennessee fan talking about somebody else cheating. Yes, that is comical. Comical. Very good. Big
How many schools is dang, I'm losing my mind. Rick Barnes been sanctioned from or put on probation by the NCAA.
Yeah, but Rick Barnes has never won the whole fucking thing either. He's just been good. He's been good, pretty good.
Texas coached a few people like Durant and stuff.
That's great. Does he have a national title?
No. Are we going to judge teams by that? Yeah.
What the hell is he supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, there's 64 teams. Somebody's got to win it. Is Tennessee fan talk about something?
All right, Billy. Hey, man,
I
I
got it.
appreciate you as always, sir. You have a good night, all right?
Bye.
Where was
All right, let's welcome in.
where was Barnes the coach at before he came to Clemson? Was that Providence?
I got to look. I don't remember where it was. I'll have to look that up, to be honest with you. I don't remember.
That's a trivia
Let's
question.
welcome Mr. Roll Tide Tom Bailey in here. Tom, what's up, brother?
What's going on? I heard y'all was talking about the back when St. Peter's beat Kentucky. I had a little fun with that one. The joke I come up with: how is Jesus and the Kentucky men's basketball team? What do they have in common? They both got denied by St. Peter. But
Okay, terrific.
but anyway, Jackpot, you know you're a big wrestling fan. What is your take on the Vince McMahon scandal?
Go ahead, Jackpot.
That's just, I mean, that's just wild. I mean, I think that everybody's known for a while that he was a little, a little demented. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, when you get so much money that, I mean, you think you can do no wrong, I guess. I don't know. I just, here's part I just don't get. Oh, when this stuff just started getting a little bit too weird, I wonder why this lady just didn't run away. Just run away. Let's go home. Go home to your parents or something. I mean,
See, that's the whole question is because the whole thing is the way Jim Cornette talked in his podcast was this all come out because Vince only paid $1 million and he owed her $3 million and he quit paying the settlement. So in cases like this, do you really know what the truth is?
Well, but on the other hand, too, though, if God damn it, see, I'm getting back into something now. I'm gonna say something to get my ass canceled. But look, she agreed to a price. What does that tell you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, that is exactly true. I mean, she agreed to the price. It was up to you about her character, you know. So I mean, this whole thing is kind of crazy when you get to cases like that because you don't know.
I'm not saying that she's not a victim and things should not have happened to her. But if you look at the wife says that she's not a victim. The wife's in on this too now.
Right.
But look, here's the other thing too. If you look at the stuff that she got, the BMW and the big the gifts and all that was put into the messages she released, and she got $1 million. Okay. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, you got all those gifts and all that and $1 million. I'm not saying that's there should be a price there, but holy shit, you know? And then you agreed to do this other part of it. Now, is Vince McMahon a scumbag? Some of the shit that he put out there, holy shit. I don't know like how all that came about. The whole thing where he's doing threesomes with her and John Laurinaitis, who, by the way, says that he's
on her head.
Yeah, that too. But Laurinaitis says
she's in the head shitting.
He was bullied into it. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, especially with Laurinaitis, he's the 6'3" guy who wrestled in his time, 200+ pound guy. Vince McMahon's a 70-year-old man. Nah, fuck you, dude. I'm not gonna do that. How's that gonna work out?
I mean, he was one of the dynamic dudes. Come on.
Oh, he wasn't very dynamic, was he?
Yeah, they say Brock Lesnar's was in on it, and he's married to the Bella twins. Who's married to the Bella twins' mother? Was it Laurinaitis or Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar's married to Sable.
Okay, and Laurinaitis is married to the Bella twins.
Yeah, but on all of that though, it comes back down to, in my opinion, somebody. I think that she was in on some of it because you've seen in her messages like, "Oh, I'll be good in a couple of days." She actually said that in one of them. What? You know, so I mean, she agreed to some of it. She even put that out there. I mean, I don't know. I think there's an element where she thought she was going to be kept more, and she didn't get as kept as she thought she was going to be, and then she wanted to run her mouth about it. So
There was
man
one
should have done better, but
one of the text exchange, one of the exchanges there, I think it was between him and Brock Lesnar. Something about Lesnar said something about is she going to keep her mouth shut? And then Vince had texted back something like, "It'd be awful hard for her to talk with a big cock down her throat."
but I mean, I was a sailor, and
Good shit,
guys say
pal.
shit like that. Guys say shit like that. I don't think that's that far off to be in my opinion. But on the other hand, when you are the head of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, you're held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And when that happens, he's here's the other thing too is Vince McMahon has more, like, he can pay all of this off. I'm sure he could send a blank check to her or her lawyers, fill it the fuck out, and not even feel it. Okay? And he'll still have billions of dollars in the bank. And he's 70 something years old. He should do that and then go buy AEW from the Khan family and then rebuild that and make it decent. He could do that and then fuck everybody over.
Yeah, I mean, there's talks of him actually doing that. I mean, that would kind of be, it'd kind of be crazy. And another shifting gears real quick, another quick question is, with the NIL and the way players can transfer after a coach leaves or gets fired, does that affect other coaches taking jobs? Because if you're a coach, say Utah or somewhere out there, and a job like Georgia and Alabama opens up, and you look at the stockpile of talent, and then within 30 days, all that talent's going to hit the transfer portal. Does that coach reconsider taking that job? What's y'all thoughts on that?
I don't know. I have to think on that one.
What's your thoughts on that?
What he's talking about, a coach reconsidering taking a job if everybody transfers out.
Yeah.
When he's on the way in.
Yeah. Or does he not even take? I mean, let's say, if you say Kirby Smart next year decides to go to the NFL, and Kyle Willingham at Utah for, say, he's the leading candidate to take the Georgia job, and he gets wind that all the players at Georgia, all the good players, are going to hit the transfer portal because Kirby left. I mean, or any coach in that, do they decide? Does that affect the coaching carousel going forward?
I don't know, man.
Well, sure. I mean, maybe the first choice doesn't take those jobs anymore so quickly.
Yeah. How about if you sign a contract, you honor it? Maybe we should do that. Let's not make these contracts. Let's make the contracts 2 years instead of 5. Let's try that.
What about, since you got NIL deals? What about making these players sign contracts? They'll stay for their 3 years or 4 years. I mean,
but then you have to call them employees, which means then the university is liable for injuries and everything else with them. So it's a completely different animal.
So the university's not liable for injuries now?
But to an extent, but there's an issue of liability that comes with all of it. And if they're employees, right now they're independent contractors.
They're employees. You have to offer them insurance. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You have to offer them insurance and everything else. So
what about if you like jackpot, like he said, like when you doing the potato chip truck? What if you 1099 them?
Then they're independent contractors. They're not employees.
Right. I mean, so there's no way to sign them to a contract like the NFL because the university.
Well, what's your like? Look, I'm going to throw this at you, and I'm not trying to battle with you here, but some smart ass attorney will come at you and say, "What you want slaves now? They're locked into you for 3 to 4 years. What's wrong with you?"
Well, it's like with Spurrier. Steve Spurrier brought it up. He was saying how now it would be easier for a coach in the NFL because when the NFL guy signs his $20 million deal, he's got to play for you for 5 years. Or in college, they could play 1 year and then go somewhere else.
If they decide to paying players, then it's different. But they're not. They're independent contractors as of right now. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to let somebody else get in here.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Let's
All
welcome Yarbro. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Doing
Jackpot.
good.
How about them Gamecocks?
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely. I could have never seen us sitting here at the end of January, starting February. Where we're at.
They've won 8 games more than they won last year, and still got 10 games left to play.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are we go undefeated?
None.
0. Sorry.
I'm playing with that one, but y'all saw
See,
Spencer Rattler today.
What'll be my luck is that this will be the year that South Carolina, they have 9 games left. They win all 9 of those and win 8 more in the tournament, and they're national champions. And then Jackpot will literally print middle finger T-shirts to wear forever. Fuck you, Rob. We did go 17-0 after you said we wouldn't. I'd have to change the name of the show to The Damned and Kale podcast. That's what it would be.
Oh,
I might go
my.
streaking down the road with the flag again.
If they win a national title in basketball, Jackpot's going streaking. That's happening. I may go to his house and rip the clothes off and send him out myself. He'll wear a Gamecock diaper as he's running down the damn street.
Try on clean underwear before we do that.
Damn right.
Jackpot, one more
You're not
question
gonna need
for
me
you.
to do that. If they win a national title, Jackpot, you're gonna be the happiest motherfucker ever.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God.
So that'll happen.
Sounds good, gentlemen. Jackpot, one question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Lamont Paris this season, or his coaching style, strategy? How do you guys sort of review that? And I'll get off of here. Thank you. Go Cox.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's much more of
good.
a player's. He's much more of a player's coach than what we've had before. So, yeah, I think it's working. But he's not. This guy's not afraid to. He's not afraid to set examples. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all
Oh, yeah,
he's
that
done
and
it.
like with Michie Johnson, he wasn't playing well. Fuck you, sit on the bench.
Yeah. He did it last year with old Gigi. So, you know, he held accountable for his stupid was Instagram live thing that he did, whatever it was. He kind of made a clown of himself there. He had to pay the price for that.
Yeah, pay the price, man. So there's that too. Ooh, goodness. Anyway. Excuse me. I think I'm getting a cold. All right, let me bring this up. We'll put this link out there again if folks want to join us here, as we are getting to that point now where spring practice is going to be coming up soon. It's not that far off. You want to talk a little bit about that? I wonder how many players are going to leave after that, because that's I think we'll have the most active portal year ever this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, Josh Pate had his SEC power rankings up a little bit earlier on his show. I think he had South Carolina at number 11. Actually had them in front of Kentucky. So apparently that pissed some Kentucky folks off, he said.
Well, but look, if we really
we beat you twice in a row. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a little something called playing the games that has to account somewhere in that.
So, but we also have this too, though. When you really think about it, you don't know how South Carolina is going to be yet because of the transfers and everything else that are coming in. You don't know. I mean, so if you're putting out an honest assessment, you can't take into account if those guys are going to be great or not. You just can't, because you don't know.
Did you see where Spencer Rattler was the MVP in the Senior Bowl yesterday?
Yeah, did you see his line for the game?
He's 4 for 4.
Yeah, he's 4 for 4. I mean, he completed everything, so there's that.
I mean, everybody gets a shot, I guess. It's kind of.
Well, not necessarily. Sam Hartman was 7 for 25. So he threw 25 passes compared to, like, and I'm not taking anything away from Rattler, but it's like, 4 for 4. Crazy. We got another person here. Yarborough, what's up? Oh, he's back. What's up, man?
Hey guys. One last thing. How did these rankings go for college basketball? When do they come out with them? Do you guys have anything on that?
Tomorrow, I think tomorrow or
Monday.
Tuesday. Monday, it's either Monday at noon or Tuesday at noon.
Okay,
28th.
sounds good. Sounds good. Do
Yeah,
you
there
guys
you go.
expect South Carolina to be there?
I would be
Yeah, I
shocked
don't
if
see
they're
how they
not.
couldn't be.
But
Yeah.
once again, and I said this too, and I've said it for a while. No one gives a shit about the rankings in February. It's about where you are in March. Look at your net rankings. That's the most important thing right now, and and then go from there because the net rankings are going to determine where you're at as far as if you're going to make the tournament or not. So
Somebody just break a glass.
yeah, I think the daughter dropped something. All right, well that's fine.
She's gonna have to pay for
So
that.
South Carolina currently in the net rankings is 38th, right
Okay.
behind Clemson at 37, which makes no fucking sense to me.
What in the?
But,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. These net rankings are trash because but it comes down to
Well, that's
let's
what
see
they go
here.
with, though. And
South Carolina's
you got to be solid in that because there's a lot. I mean, I don't know, Rob. How many automatic bids are there? Like 30?
I think it's 30. Used to be 32. Now it's 34.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's more automatic bids than there are at larges. So,
Yeah. So,
winning
but
that conference tournament is really important.
so when you look at so I can look at Clemson right next to them. Clemson's 3-0 neutral sites. South Carolina's 3-0 neutral sites. 8-3 at home. 11-1 at home for South Carolina. 3-4 quad one. 3-2 quad one for South Carolina. 4-0 on quad two things or quad two teams, and then Clemson's 3-2. So I look at that and I'm like, what in the blue hell?
Yep.
I don't get it. I mean, so all right, well there you go. The net rankings are what's important here. So
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
there you go.
Yeah, Rattler tossed this touchdown pass was to Rosamond St. Jackoff of Georgia. They said that when he saw that big G on the side of his helmet, he knew that he could get some stuff done. Matthew Goldsmith says Lenardi has the Gamecocks as a 6th seed playing against Indiana State. All right. Fuck you, Larry Bird. And your damn sycamores.
All right. Well, I got nothing for you on that. All right. So Gamecocks, when's their next game, Jackpot?
They play on. Is it Tuesday night again? It's they play Ole Miss.
Oh, is it at home or on the road? It should be on the
It's a
it should be
home
at
game.
So let's see here. Yeah, so we're looking at South Carolina. Their next one is Ole Miss at home, followed by Ole Miss at home on Vanderbilt at home on Saturday.
That should be two
I think
more wins.
they should be 2 more wins. Then you got to go to Auburn, which that's a tough game.
It's tough.
LSU will be tough, but I mean you're at home for that one. You go to Ole Miss at A&M. They're not that good. Florida's average. Tennessee at home. Man, I wonder. And the Vols will have that game circled. And then you go to Mississippi State for the final game of the season. So,
Oh
see.
wow.
I mean, you could win. I mean, just looking at it right now, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 wins out of these last ones from the way they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's far fetched either. So there you go with that. So we'll see how Clemson finishes out as well. It's a mess. That's all there is
Randall
to it.
says, "What's South Carolina ranked in baseball?" I have seen some polls where they weren't. Some where they're like 20th. I saw
Yeah.
someone where they were like number 15.
Yeah, so I was looking. Hold on, let me see here because let's see the top 25. I'm looking for the preseason top 25 from D1 baseball. Let's see where South Carolina is. Clemson is Tennessee's 9th. Oh, excuse me. Let's go this route. Wake Forest is 1. Florida State is 2. Arkansas is 3. LSU 4. Vanderbilt 6. A&M is 8. Tennessee is 9. Clemson is 10. East Carolina is 11. Duke is 12. NC State is 13. Yeah, Virginia's 14. North Carolina's 15. Another SEC team, Texas, is 16.
Oh, wow.
Coastal is 18th. Alabama's 19th. And then South Carolina's 25th.
When was that? When was it the Coastal won the College World Series?
Like 4 years ago?
Yeah. That 2019 or something.
That's something Coastal has done that Clemson has never done. Hasn't happened. So there you go with that. All right, Jackpot. Well, you got anything else you want to go over this
Matthew
evening?
said it was
before we get out of here?
2016. Wow, it was way back.
Yeah,
No.
Win Model says he's going to the Clemson Syracuse game. We'll see how that works out for him. Enjoy the game, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty cool there.
All right, so you and I'll be back at it on Wednesday night, and we'll do an in-depth Super Bowl thing Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what we'll do?
Yeah, we'll go into that. Yeah.
All right, appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you later on.
All right.